Hello and welcome to Canada Geeks podcast episode number 4 with your hosts Jimmy Heck and Faust. On this episode, Faust and I let our geek flag fly as we talk about our favorite video games throughout the years. So power up and drink your mana potions and join us in our discussion. What is your favorite video game? This podcast is also brought to you in part by Gemify Web Solutions at gemify.ca. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Canada Geeks podcast number 4. And tonight we are talking about our top 10 favorite video games. I am your host tonight, Jimmy Heck.
And I'm your secondary host, Faust.
How you doing, Faust?
Good, and you?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad for a whatever day this is today. I picked that up from Craig Ferguson. I absolutely love him for whatever reason, because all their shows were pre-recorded. So he tried not to say what day it was.
Okay.
So it's whatever day is in your region. So he was very, very funny. If you get a chance, watch Craig Ferguson on the YouTube.
We could always just say Friday, because that's the day they're going to be listening to this anyways.
You know what? Today, it's not bad for a Friday.
There you go. It's going to suck if it's a bad Friday.
Watch the world explode. We're like, oh, this did not age well.
No.
All right. All the same, hoping that whatever day you want to have is a good day. There you go. Today we're doing our top 10 favorite video games. And this is going to be cross-platform.
Yeah.
All games ranging from Pong, Pac-Man, Galaxia, right up to the fish game, COD, Call of Duty.
We're calling that the fish game?
COD.
Oh, COD. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So yes, we're going to be... Yeah, thank you. I know. And you know what? I hate puns. You
and me both.
Oh my God. Yet here I am. I plan to get scolded at some point. So we're going to go through our list. We got 10 of them. We are going to go right on through. So stick around, my friends. And thank you very much. I just have to say, from the bottom of my heart, I know I said it at the last one, and I will continue to do so. Thank you all for your continued support, for watching us either on Spotify, because up until recently, I had no idea you can actually watch them on Spotify instead of just listening to them.
I noticed that when I put it on once, I saw it down on the bottom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's a little indicator that you could turn the video off and just listen. It's really cool. So thank you very much for listening to us on Spotify, on the website, and on YouTube. So we got all of them covered. And tell your friends, if you have any comments or suggestions, or just want to drop by and say hi, hecktown.ca, come on over, drop me a line at jimmyheck@hecktown.ca. Let us know what you think, or stop us in the street. Go, hey, Jimmy or Faust, you guys are the cool. You know better than that, but you know what I'm saying. So thank you very much for both of us. Faust, unless you have anything else to say.
No, man, I'm curious to see what your top 10 list is going to be, because I know you struggled with it.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
And that just means you need to play some more games.
Well, that's just it. I'm not a huge video game player, but the games that I play...
you say that, and then I see how many hours you put into some of those games on Steam.
Like I said, I'm not a huge video game player, but those that I do play, I play a lot. All right, so we will start off with, I guess we're starting off with number 10. Yeah. So I'm going to go backwards here. Number 10, we had just literally talked about this, Grim Fandango, released out in 1998, LucasArts. It was one of their last games by LucasArts was Grim Fandango.
98, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
that seems...
Yeah. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, and this is one of my own personal little Mandela effects, as far as I know, it was one of the last games from LucasArts, which was too bad because they came out with real good games. It's for those who aren't familiar with Grim Fandango, back in 1998, it's a puzzle-solving game based in the Land of the Dead. You play a character named Manny Calavera. Which Calavera apparently is Spanish for skull. And you are trying to gain your own golden ticket to the 9th underworld. You are in the 8th Wonder World. You're in the 8th underworld, level of the underworld, and you are a kind of like a salesman. You're selling golden tickets to prospective spirits trying to go on to their final resting place in the ninth underworld. Um, there's seedy deals, criminals and crooks, as well as a hot rod demon named Glottis, who you absolutely fall in love with in the first act. It's a wonderfully written game. The soundtrack just off in the background is wonderful. The theme song, Companeros, Trey Campanero, sorry, is a wonderful 1 minute tune. Go check it out on YouTube. If you get a chance to play, do so, because they just remastered it for the PlayStation. Honestly, I haven't played it yet on the PlayStation, because over the years I've lost the touch of puzzle games, more or less. But this was fantastic. You have to go around collecting things. You have to go and take something so innocuous that you got in one section and use it for something else that you wouldn't even thought of combining some. It's that kind of puzzle. It's wonderful. This is also the same game that I came up with, because from time to time, much to the chagrin of my partner, the chicken, I'll oftentimes say, good enough for government work, because that's a line. It's a very small line near the beginning of the game, but I've latched onto it so much because that one particular scene in the game is very, very important to the progression of the game. But good enough for government work it's so it's by a Russian guy.
Right.
It's the animation is well done, like I said. The music score is wonderful. It's very film noir, taking inspiration from the Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, and there was a third movie that I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Grim Fandango, beautiful game. Very point and click, obviously, but I highly suggest people play it.
Now to burst your bubble about LucasArts.
Like I said, I have been known to be wrong, and I have no problems being wrong.
The last game that was supposed to come out with for them, before not only was it canceled but LucasArts was shut down, was Star Wars 1313, which was announced
Okay.
in like 2011 or so. It was
Yeah.
canceled in
Okay.
2013.
Okay.
The last game that was put out with LucasArts as one of the creators was Star Wars Tiny Death Star, which was an Android game, Android,
I remember.
iOS, Windows Phone.
I
But
remember that game. Yeah.
console wise, it was Connect Star Wars for the Xbox 360.
What year?
2012.
Okay. So I was wrong, and I have no problems being wrong. That's fine. I'm glad for that.
No, it just 98 seemed early because I know, and they could have just been like the developers could have been around, but maybe they weren't releasing things as LucasArts.
Maybe.
And there was other things released in that capacity after those things up until last year, actually. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle by Bethesda Softworks is still listed under LucasArts.
Which is supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, I need to play that one.
I really want to play that one. Incidentally, about Grim Fandango as well, just a quick one. I remember playing this when I lived in Brockville. I bought my very first computer. For whatever reason, it didn't, the panel of the computer didn't open up like nowadays. You had to fold it open. So trying to get
Huh.
your hands in there was very difficult. I remember doing that.
Yeah, that would
But
be.
this game I bought, and it was the only game that I ever dialed the 1-800 number for a hint.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I had to explain to my girlfriend at the time why I dialed a 1-800 number. And I had to show her proof because she was very controlling. I said, no. I'm not that lonely. Don't worry. This was for this game. See, this is the game. This is the box. This is the phone number right here. I promise you. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I remember that phone number. I never used it. I remember my parents using it for one of the games on my list, too.
All right, your turn.
My number 10 is Diablo 2. Came out in 2000
Okay.
by Blizzard. Was only on PC at the time. Now it's on consoles as well because they re-released it so you can play it on PS4, PS5,
Understandably.
Xbox, and everything. They remastered it. Building off the first one, too, just added more classes, a much bigger world, and some insane boss fights. The thing that drew a lot of people in and kept them playing it for extensive amounts of time was the extremely diverse item system in that, though, and the you could my brother could probably talk about this for hours because he was much more into it than me. Um, there was a cube that you could put items into and like fuse them together to make new items.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you would have to hunt for gems and other things and put them in the cube and then fuse them together to make other things. You would hunt for different set items because if you had multiple items for the set, you get different bonuses. Now, what Diablo 2 also added was online play, but also
Even back
created
then?
one of the, yeah, there
Okay.
was online play, but it also created an extremely toxic community because there was real life money transactions for
Oh,
items.
I remember that
It was
now.
brutal. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh my god. And people that would get scammed because you could drop it and somebody else could run over and pick it up and do all this. Like, it was,
Oh.
yeah, it was nuts. I didn't really get into the online stuff. My brother did, my sister did. We all played a ton of the game, but I was never big into online community games like that. I play the games for the story.
Yeah.
All of the post game stuff, I don't really get into even with modern games. I
Yeah.
don't do a lot of post game once I finish it because I want to enjoy the story, and then I have a giant backlog of games and more stories that I need to get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the gothic horror, the entities that they used in the game and the way they used them in the game, like Mephisto and Diablo and all of those, like just it was such a cool game.
Nice. Diablo 2. Well, speaking of, are you good?
I'm good.
My number 8, sorry, number 9. Speaking of stories, um, this one I play more for the story, less for the online interaction.
Hmm.
And I've been playing since the beta. Another Blizzard game from 2004, World of Warcraft.
I'm surprised that's 9 for you.
Well, honestly, compared to what I have on here, I'm not. I have a love-hate relationship with World of
And
Warcraft.
that's fair. I think back when we first met, it would have been higher on the list.
Oh my god. With Wrath of the Lich King,
Yeah,
quite
because that's,
possibly one of the single best expansions ever.
I
Yeah.
remember walking
Oh
from my
my
apartment to go and buy that so I could play
god.
online with you because I had played Warcraft 3.
And that's, yeah. I
And
I
when
never
Wrath
did.
came out, I was like, oh, I want to play this because Arthas is amazing
Yeah.
and I want to see what they're doing with the story.
It was amazing. It really, really was what they did with. Okay, so to go through my notes, it's MMO, which is a massive multiplayer online game, released in 2004, with 10 major expansions. Some good, some I wish never existed. One in particular, which I think is universally reviled, which was Shadowlands, because it retconned
Okay.
everything. It retconned Sylvanas' entire story arc. It retconned a lot of things that Arthas did. It was crap. It was so right now they're trying to make amends in the world within. Still good. They got a lot of work to do.
And I heard they just announced another expansion.
So the War Within is a saga.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the saga, but the next one is Midnight. So it's the second one. And they are going back to Silvermoon.
Okay.
So I think they're going to revamp that. Hopefully add flying, which would be nice, but we'll see. It's a high fantasy MMO with fighters, tanks, and casters. For those who don't know World of Warcraft, it has been out for 25, 20 years. Because, 20 years, because they just celebrated the 20th anniversary last year. It's a good, I don't want to think right now sort of game. Because of the amount of grinding that's in it for just getting XPs or different skills, even fishing. Just sit back, click a button, click a button, click a button, and it's mindless. You put music on, you click a button, and it's good for that. During Wrath of the Lich King, which was the second, because the core, then Burning Crusade, and then Wrath of the Lich King.
Was it really this?
The third one? Yep, it was number 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're not supposed to have a bot. So basically in the game, if they catch you using any form of control that allows you to do something while you're not in control, you're banned. And the big one that I had, the big bot that I had, was an auto fisher. It allowed me to fish. That was it. Game breaking. But I used it and I was very nervous because people were getting booted for it. I will say that there have been some really good storylines in the 20 years. Obviously, 20 years, they have a lot to cover. And there have been some spectacular stories. But there are also some, like almost every expansion, they have something related to poop. Every expansion, and I'm done with it. After, I think, Panda, Mr. Pandaria, I was done with it. I don't want to do this anymore. My first character was a dwarf. And
I think mine was too.
Because I played it in the beta and the servers were so clogged, everybody was dancing. I couldn't move. I couldn't see anything. Even if I panned my camera down to see my feet, that was about the only movement I could see. I mean, they've since improved that, but for me, World of Warcraft just it's and the reason why I love it and I hate it is because it sucked so many hours of my life. Just my soul is gone. Not to mention the frustration with some of the storylines, like Vol'jin. They got rid of. They did him dirty. If anybody knows who Vol'jin is, Vol'jin was a beloved troll leader, who then became war chief of the the Horde, and then he was very quickly killed off just to put Sylvanas in there for whatever reason. And Sylvanas is the lead. The Banshee Queen is the leader of the Forsaken, and she was turned into a Banshee by this big bad guy named Arthas. He became the Lich King. So basic. That is like the skinniest part of the iceberg because there's so much going on.
Join us next episode where Frank goes into all the lore of.
There's no. You know what? If you want lore, there's other people on the internet for that. Platinum WoW is an amazing guy. Go watch him. He knows everything and he's entertaining. I couldn't do it justice. So that's my number 9, World of Warcraft.
Nice. I actually didn't get any MMOs on here, but there were a few that almost made the list. Final Fantasy 14 and the Old Republic being at the top.
Oh yeah.
My number 9 though is Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Came out in 2010 by Konami, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
Konami.
It was developed as a reboot to the series. And was actually, when they were first showing it, it was only titled Lords of Shadow. They took Castlevania out at the time because there was other games, Konami, and I think who was ever working on it with them, were promoting, and they didn't want to overshadow those.
And they kind of knew that they would.
Yeah, because there hadn't been a good Castlevania or a Castlevania game at all, I think, in quite a while before this one. So the 3D action adventure style game, which I think the last one they did was on Nintendo 64, and that one has a good fan base, but I think this one did a lot better. It had a really great casting that they did for it. Robert Carlyle's in it, Patrick Stewart, Jason Isaacs.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The sequel to it, not so great. They did a Lords of Shadow too, but it just didn't really do all that well, which is very, very unfortunate because I'm not going to say anything about this one because I think you should play it at some point.
Okay. Okay.
Just cause and I don't. Have you played any of the Castlevania games before at all,
I
or do you
played
know the premise of them?
I played the original.
Okay,
That was it.
yeah. Well, I started with Castlevania 2, Simon's
Yeah, that's
Quest.
sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
that
So
was the one that I started with, and I've gone back and played the first one, and I've done other ones since then.
okay.
So I knew the basics to it. I knew like you're a Belmont, you want to
Yeah.
kill
Yeah.
Dracula. It's the
And you
whole
have a whip.
oh, yeah, and you have a whip. Um, but this one doing a reboot, they changed up the story a little bit, but not enough to where it didn't do the series justice,
Okay.
and it did enough different to where it was extremely enjoyable, and the ending of it was amazing.
Okay.
But yeah, so Castlevania Lords of Shadow is my number 9.
All right. And my number 8, I guess.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. Oh, number 8. I jumped a little bit. Hang on a second. That's good. Whatever. Valheim, actually, for my number 8.
Okay.
Valheim. So, for those who don't know, Valheim is actually still in early access
I didn't realize it was still in early access.
since 2021. Now, there are some games out there that are still in early access, and it's been far longer, but this has been early in access since 2021. Iron Gate Studios, 2021, still in early access. They're in their final biome, which is some snowy biome, and I can't remember the name of it. It's not the mountains because that's already in existence, but it's after Ashlands. Ashlands is rough. Wow. I can't remember. I can't remember. Icelands or something. I can't remember. Not sure if they're going to be. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the final update, but this is definitely the final biome with the final boss, like legitimate final boss. You play as a warrior who was denied access to Valhalla and dropped instead into the 10th, this fictional 10th realm, because the limbs of Yggdrasil only have 9 limbs, and this is a fictional 10th. You're dropped here. You were issued by Odin to kill his enemies, creatures that he has banished here, who wish to rise up against him, basically. It's a sandbox game with building mechanics, cooking, and hunting and fighting. You could have private servers or you could join other public servers. And you still have to get on, my friend.
I do. I
You
do. It's
still have to.
installed.
I understand that there are so many different games out there. There's a couple of us that play in this particular server. You can play on your own, which is totally fine. You know, just get the mechanics or whatever. It's very simple. The mechanics aren't difficult. The controls take a little bit time to get used to, just for the running and collecting and stuff. But that's with every other game as well.
Mhm.
It will not take long to get used to at all. The animation it's smooth, but it's borderline pixelated. Pardon me. The building mechanics they're quirky, but they're stable. And they give gravity into consideration. So as opposed to like Minecraft, where you can build something and hack away at its base, it still floats.
Mhm.
With in Valheim, if you chip away at the base, the top crumbles down.
Okay, more physics.
Yeah, absolutely. What I really like about it as well, and some other games have included this, that if you destroy a piece of equipment, like a workbench, or if you erect a wall or whatever, you get that equipment back.
Mhm.
You get that materials back. So with the exception of like fires, you don't get the fuel, but you get the rest of the stuff back, because some of the stuff that you have to go mine for is difficult. It offers a lot of challenges. In the early games, well, the meadows, which is the very first biome that you're in, is fairly simple. And then you're shunted into, well, you can find the Black Forest. Then it steps up the difficulty. Then it steps up the difficulty in the swamp, and then the mountains, and then the prairies, and then the Mistlands, and then the Ashlands. And if you're still down here, there's no way you could survive anything from up here, right? It's progressive, but it's not impossible. Ashlands definitely does rely on party mechanics, though. Yeah. You unfortunately, I mean, there are ways you can do it. Now, with that said, there are open cheat codes. Dev commands is wonderful if you're playing on your own and you just want to build things and you don't want to give a rat's ass about fighting anything, or you just want to go and explore the different biomes that there are without having to worry about dying every few steps. It encourages that. It is a wonderful game. It came to me one summer when I was on vacation and I literally had nothing left to do for that summer. I had no plans. So I just sat down and built. I have a buddy who builds monumental stuff. It makes my stuff look childish. And he's going to listen to this. He's going to like, well, no, you know, it's amazing. Don't fool yourself. I'm still waiting for another friend to come in. They're a little busy as well, which is a shame because I know they really do like this game and I'm looking forward to some of their builds. My builds, I try to get inspired from things on YouTube because they have people who build stuff all the time and it's very inspirational, but it's definitely a game where you can just lose yourself. That's all the notes I have for Valheim.
Valheim.
How
many hours do you have on that one?
Almost 1,000.
Yeah, I was looking at your Steam profile.
980 some, yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy, 1,100 or so.
Oh my
I
god.
think. Oh yeah, and he's in there all the time. He's disgustingly good. Yeah.
My number 8 is kind of a little bit of a cheat, but not yet. So I put Halo 1 through 3.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah.
Because it's the same story through all three of those. They kind of deviated with the fourth one because of the company change up and all that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a continuous story 1 through 3. So I put that down as the original trilogy, Halo, is my number 8. Started in 2001, ended in 2010. The original trilogy was developed by Bungie. Then it changed to 343 with Halo 4. And Bungie separated and they went and did Destiny.
Yeah, well, no one's perfect.
We know how you feel about Destiny.
Oh, I hate Destiny.
Destiny would be on this list for me if I hadn't stopped playing it like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Really the only line I have for Halo is the amount of times I spent on LAN parties for this game is ridiculous. The multiplayer in this game was where I spent a lot of my teenage and early 20 years. Like when I was in the band, we had Halo for band practice. We did the midnight release for Halo 3, and our singer stayed up until like 8 in the morning playing through the campaign by himself.
Oh, wow.
When we woke up the next morning, he hadn't gone to sleep, and he's like, I think I beat the game.
Oh, wow. To be young again.
When we were doing our recording for the album, between breaks, we were playing multiplayer with, and we had multiple. So in Halo 2, before 3 came out, we had the Xboxes connected by the LAN cables.
Oh.
And then they had a shed in the back behind where we were recording with when we had like 100-foot cable that ran to them.
Oh, wow.
So we couldn't hear what the other team was saying or any of that stuff, but like between matches, whoever won, like they'd come walking in and just be sour about it or start chirping us because they kicked their ass.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome. But aside from the multiplayer, 1 through 3 just had a very continuous and great story. The shooting mechanics, the world building, everything about that trilogy was just really, really exceptional and well done.
Okay. And that was Destiny.
That was Halo.
Yeah. I get them
which then became Destiny.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's my number 8.
My number 7. I'm going to start doing this. I think from taking inspiration from my favorite movies. CD Projekt Red 2015. Witcher 3.
Nice.
Yeah. one of the longest damn games I have ever played. With
Did you beat it?
yeah,
Nice.
I right up to Blood and Wine,
Up to or including?
including.
Okay.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Blood and Wine was one of the DLCs. Really good DLC.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the number of endings of this freaking game.
Yeah.
Like every decision, however minuscule at the beginning, will catch up. It's really well done. The Witcher, if you haven't heard, is a Witcher 3, sorry, because I hadn't played the other two. Actually, I hadn't even heard of the other two. It takes place in a Slavic-esque world based on the novels of The Witcher. Witchers are monster hunters mutated by a chemical when they take them young, it changes their eyes and dulls their humanity. And they are generally mistrusted by the rest of the human populace. In this game, it's no less prevalent, but you kind of get used to it. And I mean, you're this big, awesome badass, so why would you care what anybody else really thinks? But you can still play them with empathy.
You don't care what other people think.
Not really. Not really. You just keep doing what you're doing.
That's because you're awesome.
Oh my god, so awesome! With two swords, a silver and a steel sword,
Yeah. And a horse named Roach.
and a horse named Roach. It's a long ass game, 51.5 hours for the base game,
Yeah.
not including any of the DLCs or side quests. And that alone could run with those. Sorry, it could run up to about 180, 200 hours. 200 hours.
Yeah. When I played the base game, I tend to try to do as much of the side questing as I can when I'm going through a game the first time. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure I finished that at around 80 to 90 hours
Yeah.
before any of the deal. That's just the base game.
Yeah. Yeah. I for some of the quests, I forgot what most of the real quest was because there were just so many side quests to go on. And it never really felt overwhelming,
No.
really. Like in some games, they just toss all these side quests at you. And you kind of have to go, I don't want to do that because I'm a little rushed right now, or I just can't get anything organized. This didn't feel that way at all from any of the different zones or anything. Initially I didn't like this game, and I think I told you about this when I first started playing.
That's why I was surprised. That's why I asked if you finished it, because I remember that.
I hated it. Oh my god, I hated it so much. I remember that the jumping mechanic was so janky. It was so terrible. You couldn't jump over a hole in the bridge. I dropped to my death, couple feet, died. This badass monster hunter died from a simple fall. And he can't swim, which I hated. I hated that so much. But I after I put it away, I think it was you and another one of our mutual associates said, "Try, please try it one more time." I got into it. 200 hours later,
Yeah.
had DLC, and I did not bed both of the girls. I only bedded one of them.
Which one did you pick?
Who'd you pick?
It was Yennefer.
I mean, it's the only real. I never read the novels and I never played the other two games, so I know there's a link with
Triss.
Triss. Thank you. I know there's a link
There
with
is
her.
Triss was big in number 2.
Yeah, yeah. And if I had played number 2, maybe that might have changed. But it was all Yennefer all day with the
I
horse.
started 2, I never finished it. I went to go play the first one and I couldn't get the controls of it down, but it's much older. I did hear that they might be remastering the first one, which I would like because I feel like I'd enjoy it.
Oh, I think so.
But if they brought it in with the mechanics, you don't even need to bring it up to the same graphical fidelity as the third one. Just update it with some better controls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd play it. I have it on Steam. I just can't get behind the controls for it, bro.
If you ask anybody, it is a wonderful game. I have not yet heard a bad thing about it from anyone. The storyteller is amazing. The storytelling is amazing. The art is fantastic, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack alone is. You don't even have to play the game to
I
enjoy
would
it.
put that if we did a video game soundtrack list, I think it would be number 1 for me.
video game soundtracks, I would have to agree. Yeah. Yeah.
There's other ones I listen to, but not nearly as much as I listen to that one. And it
It's
just there's so many. When I was moving back up here from the States, that's all I listened to the whole
yeah.
drive up. And I took back roads and it fit everything the whole drive up.
Nice. When I had my radio show, anytime I wasn't doing a broadcast, people could just tune in, and that was one of the soundtracks I'd be playing.
Mhm.
That and there was a song, Banana Tiger. All
The
right.
Witcher and Banana Tiger.
Yes. Oh yeah. YouTube it. Anyways, your go.
My number 7, and we're taking it. I think this is the oldest game on my list. Yes, it is from 1990, NES, Super Mario 3.
Ah, ha, ha.
It's the third best-selling NES game of all time. It's the first time we see the Tanuki suit, the frog suit, the hammer suit. It's consistently ranked in
Oh,
every top tier video game list out there that's put out. Of all the Mario games, Mario 3 usually gets on the list. I spent way too much time as a kid playing this game, watching this game as well.
I think
I
everybody
got
did.
in trouble for sneaking downstairs to watch my parents play this game. I would sit on the stairs and peek through the bars on the
Bro,
stairs to watch them play it.
you mentioned that in the other
That
podcast.
was this game because I remember them going through like the final stages and like the Bowser stage and doing the using the flutes to get there faster
Yeah.
with as many lives as they could and
Yeah.
do all that stuff. And yeah, Mario 3, the amount of time I
Oh,
spent on that game
wow.
is ridiculous.
That's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, very quickly about video games. One thing I didn't mention in the last podcast. One of the video games one of the earliest video games I remember is my mother sitting down. We got the ColecoVision. That was our first major console, and we got Donkey Kong for it.
Okay.
And I remember sitting down, sharing the controller with my sister, my mother, and myself. My dad wouldn't touch it; he didn't want to. And I don't know if you remember, but they had these big ass. Okay, see my hands. See
Mhm.
how much they are growing. They had these big ass bags of popcorn,
Okay.
massive. Like how? Oh God! At least now this is a child remembering this, so at least 3 feet. Probably more realistically 2 feet of a
Okay.
tube of popcorn, and we would sit down and devour these, playing these games. And my mother would play to the wee hours of the morning, and she would always get her name up on the list as number one.
Okay.
She killed it. It was great. It's the only video game she's ever played, and she loved it. So back on our, well, yeah, speaking of video games, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. That was my number
That
7, so we're on to your
was
number
that was
6.
such a good game though, like so iconic of the 90s. Mine was Ubisoft Montreal 2020, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There it is. It takes place during the 855 AD. You play Ivor. My eyesight is very, very bad. Varen's daughter. You play either male or female, and can swap between the two during gameplay.
Oh
Unlike,
yeah, you could.
yep,
I forgot you could do that.
yep. It was explained that when they exhumed the bones, they couldn't get a correct genetic DNA sampling,
Mhm.
so they couldn't tell which gender it was at the time. Um, yeah, Ivor. You settle in Ravensthorpe, and adventure all over England. At the same time, you have the option to travel into a weird dream state and are shunted into Valhalla to play Odin in Ivor's body. Again, with this particular game, Assassin's Creed, the soundtrack,
Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah, the soundtrack is good. It's not as memorable as some of their other games. Actually, let me just minimize this real quick. There we go. But the storyteller and the NPCs were spectacular. I really enjoyed it. There wasn't as much boat
Yeah, there
travel
wasn't
in
as much in
this.
that one. No.
But I really like the idea that you could switch between the singing or the storytelling.
Yeah,
I really like that option.
I
Uh,
did find it was a little bit harder to do the naval combat in this one than it was in Odyssey,
yeah,
but it wasn't really designed to be doing a lot of that.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is number six. I've dumped in a lot of hours for it. I really liked it
Yeah.
because of Viking, a little bit of my heritage. I also found out that I'm from East Anglia, which
Okay.
is some of the area where they played in, because that's where the Vikings settled. So I kind of felt a bit of a weird tie there.
Okay.
But yeah, Valhalla, that was a good game, and that
I
was yeah.
I enjoyed that one. I was a little disappointed with the ending to that one.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
It just yeah, and I don't want to spoil
It
it
just
either. I just
blah,
felt
blah,
like
blah,
it
blah,
kind
blah,
of
blah.
dropped off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
It was a lot of build up and
I have to agree with you on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, now that I remember that, yeah, I remember the rest of the game, not so much the ending, but you're right. And that was
Um
my number. What was that?
6 it
Number
was.
six. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, now we
Yeah.
get into it. Okay.
Yeah. My number 6 is from 2003, also a Nintendo game. It was on the GameCube. This is my Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Okay.
It's my favorite Zelda game of the entire series. Breath of the Wild was good, but I had fun with it, but I don't think it's as good as all these other people say, and I'll probably get a lot of hate for that. But it went back to the roots where you could go in any direction you want. There was a bunch of dungeons and all that kind of stuff, but you could do them in kind of in any order you wanted, much like the original one was. And that's where the developers wanted to take it. But
Okay.
Wind Waker might be the top one for me because it was the first one I bought with my own money. I bought my own
Nice.
game because they released it as a bundle with a GameCube, so I bought the GameCube with that one. And it was very divisive amongst the fans because when they first showed that they were working on a Zelda game for the GameCube, they showed a it was like a test reel, but they were using the realistic, like lifelike looking Link that they had from Ocarina of Time and all that kind of stuff. They had a scene of him fighting Ganon, and everybody liked it. And then a couple years later, they started showing the cell shaded Wind Waker game that was going to come out, and they started losing people. But then I think it was a year after that they showed up with a playable demo and showing that you could pick up the weapons from the enemies after you beat them and use those weapons and that kind of stuff. So they started getting some people back with that one. I really like the cell shaded. It's a very bright and colorful game. You're on a boat, like so much of this game. The majority of the world is just covered in water, and it's
Oh wow.
just islands all over the place. I believe, and I haven't read that much into it, and I played it when I was a lot younger. I want to replay it, um, but I believe it's supposed to be in a Hyrule that's been flooded. So all the islands are the tops of the mountains and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I thought the story was great because it goes into reincarnation and all that kind of stuff. Like the Link that you're playing in that game isn't the same Link as all the other ones, but he's the hero of courage because of the whole. There was always the three of them between Zelda, Link, and Ganon.
Oh
And though
wow.
Ganon keeps coming back as like the same one, it doesn't always have to be the same Zelda and Link. It's just they're like a reincarnation of them.
Oh neat.
Um, But yeah, no, I thought the music was great, the story was great. There was so much to do in it because there was as you're going around in the boat, I think it's a little bit later in the game you get this little like grappling hook that you could drop into the ocean to find treasure,
Oh wow.
and you could go to each cell of the map and like just try to find things. So you'd find heart pieces and
Oh
rupees and
my
all this stuff.
god.
And I just remember sitting in my room and going through every single one of them to find everything that I could.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
You want to
it
talk
was a
about
lot of fun.
grinding?
Oh yeah, but
Ooh.
I had so much fun with the game. I spent so much time with it. And yeah, just that's my favorite Zelda game, and that's why it's number 6 on my list.
Nice selection. Number 5, top 5 now. We are now entering the top 5 of our favorite video games. Top 5. I'm never going to have that sound effect here. I promise. I promise you.
That was definitely coming up at some point.
Number 5, although it should be 15, aka Square Enix 2019 Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I knew that one would be on your list.
Absolutely. Oh God, what a tearjerker this one was. Okay, my notes.
For both of us, for different reasons.
Okay, it was rushed. There are plot holes. I understand that. I understand both of them. I acknowledge them, and I still love this game.
I know.
These are my notes. It's about a prince who has to save the kingdom, and he is accompanied by 3 other lads, Pronto, Gladius, and Igneous. Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna get seriously reamed after.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my,
and
yeah,
I know exactly by who.
Yes, I am. I am so sorry. However, my notes are there are several really fun things about this game. Hearing Prompto saying, "I want to ride my chocobo all day," is exceedingly pleasing and very fun. Almost as much as hearing him hum the victory tune, and he just goes right into it. It's funnier than hell.
Yeah.
But there's one other person in this entire game, the real hero of the game. I'm going to distance myself from the mic because I get a little passionate for this game, because the real hero of the game, not these 4 bozos who are acting the villains, but the real hero, Arden Izunia, Chancellor of Nibelheim. He's awesome. When he breaks into the victory tune, it's chilling and it's amazing. For me at least, and I know that you may have a different view on this. I know you have a different view on the entire game, but for me, the storytelling was really good. Although they are weebs, they are J-pop band. I understand that.
And that didn't bother me.
But the connection between the 4 of them was really well done in the game. You felt them all the way through, even as emo as Noctis, the hero, was, because he was so emo. There was still a connection right up until the end. And I played this game and I beat it years ago. And I only recently now, and I mean literally recent, in the past couple months, have been able to listen to Florence and I can't remember the band, but it's a Florence or something.
The Machine?
Then the Machine, their version of Stand By Me.
Okay, yeah.
Will always usually make me cry because of this stupid game. Up until recently, I've been able to listen to it start to finish. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I cosplayed as Arden once.
Yeah.
I met the physical actor of Arden. He also did Regis, the king. And when I got there, I had my hat. He said, "Can I see your hat? Because I never had one." So I lent him my hat, and he bowed like Arden. And I'm like, and I'm done. I no longer have to cosplay anything anymore. It was amazing. Yeah, this for whatever reason, this is another good long game. So many different things to unlock, like the flying car for near the end. The DLCs didn't really need to be DLCs, or they could have been packaged a little differently. They were just a money grab, let's be honest, but they were still fun. Maybe not for the price, but I paid them because I wanted to. I just found the entire game, it was a process. It was an emotional roller coaster, and loved every minute of it. No lie. So Final Fantasy 15 is my number 5. Yeah. Oh,
You need a moment?
I'm good. I'm good.
My number 5 is my Assassin's Creed. 2018. Mine is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
The one that takes place in Greece.
Yep.
This one continued the RPG direction that Origins started
Yep.
and Valhalla continued with.
Yep.
This had a much larger world than
Yes.
Origins did.
Oh my God.
And even though they toned it down a little bit with Valhalla, Valhalla still had a massive world as well.
Yeah.
But Odyssey was just
Massive.
super expansive and massive. But I felt like there was more to do in it.
Yeah.
Valhalla felt bigger because there was a lot more just empty space
Mm-hmm.
to roam around in. There wasn't as many things to see or do as you were going through that area. Odyssey, every time I went somewhere, I felt like there was a cave to go into or there was an encampment to take out. There was something that pushed. By the time I looked at the map, I was way over here when I started over here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know where the time went either. I
And
put,
the individual little islands that you can go
yeah,
to explore. Like there was nothing on that map, even the ocean itself in which you traveled, there was no dead zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
The music was phenomenal. I enjoyed the Valhalla one, but I found because they do it, it's the same songs in each one, but they're specific to the region or
Yeah.
the style that like the Viking tones and the Scandinavian tones in Valhalla, but the Odyssey's just it
Epic.
felt epic. Yeah, it was great.
Epic.
They added in the with the DLCs, and not even just in the DLCs, but in-game stuff where you would go and take out some of the mythological creatures with the Cyclops and Medusa and all this stuff. It was so much fun. They were hard as hell to do. The Medusa one was ridiculous.
As far as I know, the Medusa fight is one of the hardest bosses in video games.
Oh, really?
As far as I know, now I don't know what scale that is, but it
I
is
don't know either because
exceedingly
I know I
difficult.
beat that one, and there are Dark Souls games that there's bosses I can't beat in those ones. So
Yeah,
but I could have just been more focused to beat the one in Odyssey because I'd made it that far and I wanted
yeah,
to do it.
yeah.
But no, I had so much fun in that game. I played as why don't I remember her name? I did
Cassandra.
Cassandra first. I want to go back and play as Alexios at some point, but I know I think I finished the game at like 89 hours. So to put that much time into the game again
That makes sense.
when I have so many other games to play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just hard, and I have it installed, and I'll turn it on every once in a while. I'll be like, but I don't have time that I want to put into this game right now.
So good.
But yeah, that's it's my number 5. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed game, and I know there are better ones, subjectively and objectively, but this one is my favorite.
Ready for my number 4?
Yeah.
Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Quebec, 2018.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What can I say? I'll read through my notes. This is the first game where you get to play as a female protagonist. You get to choose between the two.
hmm
There was a rumor going around for the absolute longest time. It's unfounded, but it was still a rumor that the only reason why they added Alexios, which was the other character, Alexios and Cassandra,
hmm
they're brother and sister, and in game something happens to them. I'm not going to ruin it if you want to play it. But the only reason, according to this rumor, the reason why they added Alexios is because they didn't think that the game would sell as much with a female protagonist.
Well, that was dumb because it did
Again, I don't
great.
know how well
Yeah,
sounded
yeah,
that
no.
is, but I mean it's Ubisoft, so we'll hold our opinions there. Cassandra was voiced by a Canadian Greek, Melissanthi Mahut. I probably butchered that last name. She also did the voice in Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Okay.
She played a Greek goddess, and I cannot remember. I've only seen it once. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but I can't remember.
Like the Netflix series
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
Okay.
she played a character. Oh, and her voice for Cassandra, she won awards for it. She was amazing.
Yes, she was.
Um, the Alexios was voiced by Michael Antonikos, who was born in Athens, Greece. So it was nice to see them playing the appropriate
Yeah, getting people with
style.
the
Yeah.
actual accents to do it. Yeah.
Um,
Did I cover everything else?
yeah, no. Oh, and there's some stuff that happens outside of it, but I don't keep track. Oh, right. So the game, because that you don't actually play these characters, you play someone who goes into the
Yeah.
Animus. Who I've I did not pay any attention to that, so I will do another playthrough. I've done it twice.
Okay.
I have yet to beat Medusa. I will beat Medusa because it's
Yeah.
hard as hell. And I might pay attention to the whole anime stuff because it carries over to Valhalla.
Yeah. That's been the continuing storyline between all of them. That's what connects all the Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed games is the story outside of
I
the
only
anime.
recently found that out, so I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I have Odyssey. I have Origins. I have Odyssey, and oh, in Valhalla, really quick, you get to meet Cassandra,
Yes.
and it's so awesome.
Yeah, Cassandra is the canon character for Odyssey.
Yes, many of the NPCs were enjoyable to talk to and be around.
Hmm.
The ship combat was taken right out of Black Flag, which was amazing. It was a joy to do. Um, and I liked that you can turn on and off the singing.
Yeah.
And if you get the all female crew, is the females singing, and you get all the male crew, is the men singing. So there's that separation between the two, which was really cool. And of course, pardon me, the soundtrack. The soundtrack was beautiful. Legend of the Eagle Bearer. The song itself, I have on regular rotation. The theme song to that game is just awe-inspiring and epic. I can't say it any better because it is dealing with ancient Greece, and you get to see all the structures and everything else. It is absolutely amazing and
So good.
epic. For a lack of a better word, because I don't think there is a better word, epic will have to do. So that was my number
Yeah,
4.
it's a very good word for that
Oh,
one.
absolutely.
My number 4 is from 2008, published by EA on the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. One of my favorite genres of video games, survival horror. This is Dead Space.
I remember you
I
talking about this.
fucking love this game.
The first
Sci-fi
person to
horror.
swear tonight.
I love horror. Sci-fi horror is one of the ones that gets to me the most for some reason. Like,
Okay.
um, Event Horizon, the movie, when I was younger, was one of the most terrifying movies that I saw. I've watched it recently and it's campy as hell,
Oh yeah. But back then,
but I love it. But back then, like, I thought it was terrifying. Like the Alien movies,
oh
like
yeah.
sci-fi horror, just I find more terrifying than slasher horror, which I don't understand because at least slasher horror is a little more realistic and down to earth, like it could actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Dead Space, not only was it a survival horror game in space, but the storytelling was amazing. You're playing an engineer that is on a being called out to a derelict ship that everybody's lost contact with. You find out that his wife is on the ship as part of the reason he's going there, but you're just going there to try to repair things, get it up and running again. When you find out that there's a bunch of creatures on there and people have been murdered and transformed into other creatures, and the atmosphere, the soundtrack, everything just added into it. I could not play this game at night in a room with the lights off. I remember that's how I started the game, and I got about an hour in, and there's this part where you're
Nope.
going down a hallway and you start hearing a banging on a wall, and the shadow, you see a shadow of what looks like somebody like hitting themselves against the wall, and then it just stops as you come around a corner. And I turned the system off and I went to bed.
Nope. No, thank you.
No, no,
As
can't
you
do it.
did. Oh
But
my God.
one of the really cool things that they did with this one, and I say cool, but that could also make me seem like a psychopath, is to defeat the enemies a lot, you have to dismember them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
You are a psychopath, but that's
yeah,
awesome.
the gun that you have is like an engineer tool. I think it's a rivet gun or something like that. But you could change so it's vertical or horizontal to like shoot the arms off or the legs off of the enemies, and you just had to shoot the hell out of them. And then when they dropped, you could walk up and stomp on them to like crush their heads and stuff to make sure they were dead.
It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah, but the
That's
bosses
amazing.
were insane. Some of the puzzles were crazy and like stressful too because you're trying to complete this puzzle while something's coming at you. Or I don't think they had one in this one. In the second one, there was like an undefeatable enemy that was chasing you through part of it until later in the game when you could actually defeat him. But it just one and two are great games. Three, they kind of lost a lot of people on, but because two dealt with the fallout of the first one, so that was kind of a cool story and that stuff. But no, Dead Space, the first one, absolutely top five. That's why it's my number four.
Okay. Good choice. Number three. Okay, the original Square 1997 to the PlayStation, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a, and this was the first game of its type that I played,
Yeah,
and it made me fall in love with that kind of tactical game.
tactical games. Yeah, I
Oh
love
yeah,
them.
like there's another one that I played at when I was doing my Twitch, which was the Dark Crystal.
Hmm.
What was the TV show that they just came out with like a couple years ago? Just came out with, but it was
Oh,
based on that, and I can't
yeah, it
remember the name of
was.
it.
I can't remember the name of the show.
But yeah,
I
it's the
started
Dark.
watching it, but I didn't finish it. But it's Dark
So
Crystal.
good. Yeah, it's the Dark Crystal something tactics, and it shared everything exactly the same. And I needed a tactics fill, and I played that, but
Mhm.
nothing will take the place of Final Fantasy Tactics. Released by Square Enix as Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions in 2007 for the PSP, which I played and I still have upstairs. And the screen is getting very dim because
Mm,
it didn't last very long, but I loved it to death. I didn't finish the original. I
okay.
played it. I loved it. I loved it. I didn't play, and I lost my PlayStation, and I lost that game, and it made me sad. I was finally able to buy a PSP, and this was one of the first games that I bought, and I beat this one finally, and I did not see that coming at all.
No, no, no. A lot of people didn't.
At all.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything. It just caught me off guard. That's all.
No, especially with it being re-released here shortly. There's going to be a lot of people playing it.
Oh, hell yeah. I pre-ordered it.
Oh
Hell
yeah,
yeah, I did.
yeah, I did too.
It's coming out at the end of this month. Sorry, at the end of September. Just in case this comes out later for whatever reason.
Yeah,
End
yeah.
of September, September 30th. It's been coming out. It's going to be coming out. Tactical turn-based role-playing game taking place in the fictional world of Ivalice or Ivalice. The music is awesome. The background music, the battle scenes, the battle music is amazing. There's one
Hmm.
particular one that I really like that I hope to get every time I get into battle. Anyways, really good. I never finished the original. Blah blah. Spent hours. Yeah, so I spent hours, and I will do the same for this one because I know I will spend hours on a bunch of classes just to get them to max, get to another class, bump them up before even considering finishing the game. I will get as many classes up as I can. And there are a lot of classes.
Yes, there are.
There are so many classes, but it's
But
so much fun.
but
The
you don't
summons
always
are
want to
amazing.
switch to them as soon as you get that class and get screwed like I did.
Yes. Yes. Well, yeah, you want to kind of play ahead, but when you're like close to near the end of the game and you're just doing, pardon, the side quests or just
Mhm.
traveling, because that's what I did right at the beginning. Go from one to the next, one to the next, one to
Yeah,
the
but I'm
next, one to
sorry,
the
when you tell me that I've unlocked the Dragoon class, I'm gonna switch to
I'm
the
gonna
Dragoon
play a
class.
Dragoon,
And
whether
then
you
when you
like it or
ask
not.
me if I want to save my game, I do it every time.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna drop me into a fight where I'm using the guy I switched to a Dragoon and nobody else, and I'm save locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped playing the game for about a year after that. I had to
Oh.
go back and start over.
And remember your mistake, not to repeat it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy Tactics, I am really looking forward to the next one. The Ovalis Chronicles, soon. So soon. And I've joked with you, and I've joked with my buddy from Ireland, and I've joked with my other friend. Once this game comes out, Jimmy Heck will cease to be. I will
That's fair.
be in my office upstairs. I think I might just have to call in a mental health
Health.
month.
If you like after you're done replaying that one, if you like the world of Iblis, you should try playing Final Fantasy 12.
Oh,
Because 12 takes place in Iblis. So you'll see a lot of the like you'll recognize the names of places, but it's a 3D Final Fantasy.
okay.
And from what I can recall, they reuse a lot of the music. It's just updated for yeah,
A standard Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Oh, number 12. I'm
And
writing that
12,
down.
12 divided a lot of the fan base because it was the first one that didn't have like ATB. Like there was
Oh,
no there was no ATB gauge for going between the enemies and yourself.
mm-hmm,
There was a gauge that went up to choose what you were going to do,
mm-hmm.
and your party kind of moved around the map, and you could set commands for your party to do things, or you could
Interesting.
cycle between them to choose what their commands were. But
Hmm.
I thought the combat system was different. I enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people missed the turn-based ATB stuff. Um, but no, I thought that was a great game. 12 was so much
Okay.
fun.
I will have to check that out, especially if it's tactics. And I also know that they want to re-release Final Fantasy Advanced and Final Fantasy Advanced 2.
Oh, the Tactics Advance?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know they want to do
I,
those
uh,
two.
I'm surprised they didn't do it as one whole package because they definitely could have done that.
And they want to continue the story of Final Fantasy Tactics for Final Fantasy Tactics 2,
Interesting.
which is very interesting. Yeah. So we'll see that, but one step at a time. I will get my Final Fantasy Tactics, and that will be the last podcast we ever do. Sorry, I can't. I'm too busy. That was number 3? Yep, that was
Number
my
three.
number 3.
Yeah. My number three, we're going back to 94. It's my third Nintendo game on here from the SNES, Super Metroid.
Ooh, another classic.
Yeah. I have played this game and replayed this game so many times. I love the Metroid series. This one and Castlevania are iconic enough that they've created their own genre of game called Metroidvania. So
Yeah,
all the games that do that kind of the side scrolling, finding items to, and you have to go back to other areas to unlock new things and do all that kind of stuff. Just created a whole genre of games from that development.
the first time I heard that
Um,
term was from a YouTuber. Let's game it out. Before that, I've
yeah,
never heard of this term before, but it makes
no,
sense. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
yeah, yeah. And there's so many games that do it. There, I mean, Hollow Knight did it. There's a new one. The second Hollow Knight game just came out
Just
that
came out. Yep.
crashed Steam and all those other when it dropped last week. Also a Metroidvania game. Dead Cells. Yeah, so many games. Super Metroid was the music for what it was back then. Because on SNES they could do more than they could on the NES, but they still couldn't do a lot. But they still found a way to make the atmosphere and everything fit, especially for the different areas within the world that you were on. The boss fights were great. There was only really three in the first one. There was Ridley. Um, I can't remember the name of the first one, and then the Metroid at like the big brain thing at the end of the first one. They added a few more in Super Metroid. They added some new power ups and that kind of stuff, but the world was bigger and there was more puzzles, more abilities, and it was just such a fun game. They did. This was technically, I believe, the third in the series because there was a second one on Game Boy that came out before this
Oh,
one.
right.
Yeah, I think it was Metroid 2 Return of Samus or something. Um, but yeah, no, Super Metroid. Way too much time spent. This was the one that I remember my mom and dad having to call that same number to get hints because they couldn't, or I think it was the spin jump attack or something, and they couldn't get out of the area. And they were. I remember we were traveling, and they had brought the Super Nintendo with them. We were at a hotel, and they were trying to figure stuff out. And they pulled out one of the gaming magazines to call the number to figure things out.
Screw this.
Yeah,
That's
but
fantastic.
yeah, that's my number three.
Number 2, Ubisoft Montreal 20. What? Oh, I thought they said 2113. I'm like, what?
We're not there yet.
2013? No, not yet. Ubisoft Montreal 2013. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed number 4. This was the game that got me into Assassin's Creed. I hadn't played any of them beforehand. I had no interest in playing them beforehand for whatever reason. I thought they were a different type of game than what they were actually, were. For whatever reason, I thought they were something else. I don't know what they were. I just knew it was something that I didn't want to play. Then they introduced pirates. I'm sold. Let's give this a shot. And I fell instantly in love. The soundtrack, again, knocks it out of the park. Black Flag was also the one that introduced that ship combat,
Yeah.
which was spectacular. It was a lot of fun. They took that same mechanics. They wanted to create another pirate-specific game, which everybody got right on top of, Skull and Bones. It was going to be awesome, and it tanked.
Yes, it did.
And it was so disappointing. Oh, my God. But Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you play as Edward Kenway and take control of the Jackdaw. This one was a little divisive because you didn't start off with any connection to the Assassins, and you just picked up some guy's uniform and pretended to be him for a little while until you finally were an assassin. So it was a little. I know a lot of people didn't like that for that reason. But other than that, it was another wonderful game, and it started everything for Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla. In this one, it also started the singing, and you can have your crew sing shanties. It was fantastic. The different shanties I know to this day. I'm not the most skilled or coordinated video gamer, so some of the quests were frustrating. Pardon me. Particularly the stealth and follows. Even in your boat, you had to stealth and follow. There was another one where you had to the I think you're going after Blackbeard in the Queen Anne's Revenge, and you have to be running alongside it while it's slowly sailing, and you couldn't let it get too far ahead. It was frustrating as hell. It took me several times. But I slogged through it, and it still remains. And the end of the game actually kind of made me cry. It was very touching. It was a great game.
There's been a lot of heavy rumors that they might be remaking that one.
So many rumors I have been following.
Yeah.
And once it does, if it does, I am gonna buy it because it was so good.
The last one I heard was the voice actor got in trouble.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh well. But yes, that is my
Which
number
again,
2.
rumors.
Rumors. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag, following the same journey as the Assassins versus the Templars. You play Kenway, who is a distant relative of a Templar in some fashion. I don't know the whole lore completely. I know bits and pieces.
Oh, there's a lot.
Oh my God, I know.
It's very in-depth.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 2.
My number 2, and I could honestly do an entire list for this series, was from 2000. Squaresoft was on the original PlayStation. This is my Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy 9.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 9 was the first Final Fantasy I ever played. I swear that I had seen my parents playing the first one because when I went back and played it, I recalled seeing the combat on the original Nintendo. I thought they might have rented it or something, and I saw them playing it, but they say they don't remember ever playing the game. Whatever. 9 was the first one I played. I very much enjoyed this game. We used to go to it was in, I think this was grade 7 or grade 8. We had a friend's house that we would go to because they had everything. They had paintball guns, they had all the new consoles, they had all the games and all that stuff. Their dad was a dentist. So on the weekends, we all went to their place because they had all the stuff, all the toys. They were good friends of everybody, and everybody always went up there. But one of them and another one of our friends would play the Final Fantasy games together. So one of them would take it to their house with the memory card, play the game, level up the characters, all that stuff. Then they bring it back and they continue the story.
Nice.
I couldn't go to sleep one of the nights, so I started playing it. But I knew I didn't want to save it because I didn't want to accidentally save over their file or anything. But I didn't go to sleep that night. I stayed up playing through until the sun was coming up. And I remember everybody waking up and they're like, "Did you sleep at all?" And I was like, "No," because Vivi's a badass and this game is awesome. But
Vivi, I know that name.
nine nine went back to more the medieval style that Final Fantasy started with.
Okay.
In 6, 7, and 8, 6 was kind of the start to it with some of the Magitech armor and the technology and stuff. 7 went a little more futuristic with the guns
Mhm.
and the technology and all that stuff. And then 8 was heavily more futuristic. Um, 9 took the step back. They were doing kind of like an anniversary thing with Final Fantasy because they'd been around for that long, and they even brought back some of the bosses from the first one. Late game, they brought back some characters late game that reference from the first game and that kind of stuff. But the music, like the characters of the characters were more cartoonish looking to give it more of that high fantasy look too, and they weren't all humans. Like the main character has a tail and he looks monkeyish, but he looks like a human at the same time. Vivi, you never see his face. It's just two yellow dots with the tall hat. He's got the oversized shirt.
That's the
um
Black Mage, wasn't it?
yeah, he's the black
Yep.
mage. Steiner is like your knight of the group, and he's a complete jerk in the beginning because he's just trying to protect the princess who wanted to get kidnapped by you. She's your white mage, but every time you're like trying to help her do her stuff because she wants to blend in and get away from the castle, and you're this thief who's trying to teach her, well, don't be so proper and all this stuff. You should go by a different name, and then he'd just chime in and be like, "Don't do that. Don't listen to this guy." It was a fun game. I'm replaying it right now. um it was still in the ATB system. It still had like that, your power up moves. They were called trance in this one, where 7 it was limit breaks. I forget what they called them in 8, but then it was trance for Final Fantasy 9. The only thing I didn't like about 9, because in 7 if you got somebody up to where they had the limit break
Hmm.
and you did any other moves except their limit break, you could carry it over to the next fight. Trance, you can't. If they unlock it
Ooh.
and you finish the fight by accidentally attacking and killing something, it's gone.
Use it
So
or
you want
lose
to
it.
get them to just before they're going to get it, before you go into a boss fight.
Right.
Um, there's some items in this one that are hard to get because you have to get to certain points in under a certain period of time. So on the original PlayStation, you have to skip cutscenes by opening the tray and then closing it. It would skip a cutscene. They've updated that since. Now it's just buttons to skip cutscenes. I just got past where the original disc 1 you would change to disc 2, and there wasn't even
Oh,
a
wow.
prompt anymore for that. Like it just keeps playing through. I'm like, but I just I just want you to say it to remind me of what I used to have to do to continue playing
For
this
old
game.
time's sake.
But no, yeah, I went and saw the Final Fantasy Orchestra a
Oh
couple years
yeah.
ago with another buddy, and just anytime one of the songs come up from this game, I would I'd look at him and be like, "This is from this point of the game. This is what was going on." I mean, one of my favorite ones is late game. Isn't about the main character. It's called "You Are Not Alone" because he's going through his own little crisis and internal struggle, and like the whole hero thing that they do in all the games where they have that meltdown kind of thing. But
Yeah.
um, the frustrating part of that point of the game is you want through the whole game you run everywhere. You hold down the button to make sure you're going faster. You can't do it at this point, and he's just doing that somber walk as he's walking forward, and I'm like,
Oh.
just run. And then each person's talking to you as you're going through, and it's saying why they need you around and all this stuff. And it's
Aw.
just yeah, it's a good game.
No.
Final Fantasy 9 is my number 2.
Number
Also,
one. Hmm?
Tokyo Game Show's coming up, and I swear to God, Square, you've been dragging people through the mud all year round because of the 25-year anniversary of this game. If you do not
Yeah.
answer that there's is or is not going to be a remake of this game, just tell us one way or the other if it's
I
going to be there or
I
not.
saw that on a news feed that this is their big anniversary, that something should be done.
Oh, and they've been doing everything. They've been doing new product releases. They've done sales for the game. They've done
Oh, they
everything that they
will.
could to make it look like they're going to do even just it doesn't have to be on the Final Fantasy VII scale of a remake.
Just
You don't even have to do it at all. Just say you're not doing it.
do something.
I'm looking at you, Square Enix.
Not you, the everybody else, just Square Enix.
I'm looking at you, Square Enix.
There we go. So if anybody is listening or watching this and their name is Square Enix, watch out. Sorry, bad coincidence, but I don't make the laws. All right, number one. Originally done by Cryptic Studios in 2004. The company was later bought out by NCSoft. They closed the doors in 2012 and they reopened them in 2019. City of Heroes. Number one for me, go hunt, kill skulls. I'll get to this in just a second. City Heroes is an MMO, only the second one on my list, and it came out before World of Warcraft. It came out just after Evercrack and Evercrack 2, EverQuest. But it won several awards. The character development is so in depth. You can change their faces, their costumes, their hair, everything. It's not as in depth as some of the games nowadays, but there are so many more options. And then you get to design your different powers. You can be a blaster, a controller, a defender, a tank, a scrapper. And then they came out with City of Villains, where you can be a stalker, a brute, a dominator. Oh my God, I'm missing so many. Then they came out with other archetypes. So there's almost literally nothing you can't play. So much so that NCSoft got into trouble because people started playing Marvel characters and naming them Marvel characters with no blowback. Like you can find Spider-Man, the Hulk, Wolverine, Captain America, everybody you can find in this game. So finally they had to settle out of court, whatever. And then they told the players, if you're caught playing a character with an existing name, you're out because copyright issues. So the Incredible Bulk, Spider-Man. Oh yeah. They did everything they could. I will say, however, now I haven't been there in a little while, because of so many different other games. But even when I left a couple months ago, it was still one of the best and friendliest communities I've ever been a part of.
Hmm.
Now I know Final Fantasy 14 has an amazing community as well, from what I've heard.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I'm not a part of it, but that's what I've heard. City Heroes, same thing. Everybody was welcome. Everybody was inviting. Everybody helps everybody. It's the only game where I have no problems getting into a pickup group, a pug.
Mhm.
No problems. I won't do that with WoW. I'd rather not. But with City Heroes, I have no problems doing so. And the term "go hunt, kill skulls" in the early days, someone got into the channel, into the general channel, and said, "Hi, I'm new to the game. What do you do?" And people were going through, well, let's start with this, let's do this, what are you, what level are you, blah blah blah. And then someone out of nowhere just typed in with the typo right over here, "go hunt kill skulls." Skulls are one of the bad guy groups in the game at the start. They wear skull masks and they're street level thugs with mystical background, and they are against the Hellions, and that's who you go out to fight. And that has since been the motto for City Heroes: go hunt, kill skulls. It
Perfect.
is, yeah. If World of Warcraft sucked my heart, this game sucked my soul, and I was happy to oblige. I've always been a superhero fan. I've loved my comics. I've loved, the most of the MCU at the early stages, not so much the crap that came out. So I'm big into super powered things. I've always wanted to run my own super powered game because I have really cool ideas. I just haven't found the right system for it. And City of Heroes allows me to play the super. Later on, when they came out with City Heroes, then they came out with City Villains, then they came out with Going Rogue. So between the three, you could play a hero, you could play a villain, or you could play a vigilante, or just an in-betweener.
Mhm.
You don't have to choose a faction. You do at the beginning, or no, you don't actually have to because of that one. I don't play that X-Pack as much. But yeah, you can play the three different, the good guys, the bad guys, or someone who works both lines.
Yeah.
And I just find the first time I played this game, you get to, just like everybody, any other game like this, you have to go to a trainer to up your power or whatever. City Heroes is no difference. And you go and you meet this one. And in this particular case, it was Miss Liberty, who is the granddaughter of Statesman, which is a long, convoluted story. I'm not going to get into it. But everybody else, every other PC, every other player was surrounding this particular NPC to level the character. And just off, outside the group, I saw someone leap up, hover, and fly. And the first time I saw that, I'm like, I want to do that. That was fucking amazing. That was so, like, just, it was so, knowing how to do that now, it's just whatever, just button, jump and fly, activate, fly. But the image in my head stuck so much that I wanted to do that. And the second thing I saw in another city, because it's one big city called Paragon City, and it's divided into smaller cityscapes. So in this other one, I saw someone up off the ground, flying, hovering, shooting electricity from their hands down at villains on the on the ground who couldn't jump up because he was flying. Now they had range, so they can still hurt him. But that image, along with the guy jumping up and flying off, they caught me so much that it inspired me to write City of Hero stories back in the day. This game is deeply entrenched in my blood. And when it disappeared in, what I say, 2004, I think is when it stopped. Closed doors in 2012. And then for its 15-year anniversary, they came back. Homecoming the people in charge of Homecoming were in talks with NCSoft, because NCSoft didn't want it anymore. They had other things, and City Heroes was not on their list of important things. They still had the rights to them, but they just let it slide. So the creators of uh, Homecoming, went to them and worked with them for like a year, 2 years, and said, listen, we know that you don't want this. Let us take it for you. Let us take control. They are now the licensed holder of City of Heroes. And when I first saw the video of City Heroes come back, it was one guy sitting in front of a computer, in front of the camera, and all he said was, Heroes, we're coming home. Oh God, man, that just cracked my heart, and I was so excited. Real quick, I apologize for the jumping in here. It seems that we have some more technical issues somewhere, so that's why we have a few hiccups. So yeah, my number one, City Heroes, always will be, and forevermore. Your number one.
My number one has already come up. You brought it up earlier in your list. 2015 CD Projekt Red, The Witcher 3. The end of Geralt's story. Third and most popular of the series. I mean, you ask anybody about The Witcher 3, and most of them have heard of it. But if you ask them about one or two, and they could just tell you the stuff that they heard in 3,
Yeah.
and probably none of the details from those two games all that much. Like we talked about earlier, the soundtrack's amazing. The world building, the side stories, the
Art.
creatures, the quests to get to those creatures, and the items you have to get to help you take those creatures down. Well, at least to make it easier. You can beat them
Yeah.
anyways, but it's so much easier if you learn the lore about them and develop the items that you need to actually defeat them.
Yeah.
Just it's so well done. I'm looking forward to the fourth one. Playing a series going to be interesting and fun. It'll be. I hope they keep Geralt around, but as like a Vesemir
Oh yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that would be cool to have him in that capacity. I understand if they don't want to keep him and they just want to move on with the story, but I think that would be cool to move him into that role.
I think so. And it would still
Um,
have a connection of some sort with
yeah,
the old with the new kind of thing.
hmm it's like the Batman Beyond. You get the.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, The Witcher 3 is my number one. And yeah, this we'll revisit this in 5 years when more games have come out.
Yes, I don't think my number one will change, but yeah, I think the rest of my list was. Now, before we leave, I just want to give two very quick honorable mentions. One that I completely forgot was Vampire Bloodlines. When you were mentioning about Dead Space, there's a scene in Bloodlines that every time I play it, even now, years after playing it, I have to increase the gamma, take off my headset, because the mission in, I'm not going to spoil it because it's still very prevalent today. As glitchy as it is, it's still one of the best games out there. It's such a good game. But yeah, that when you mentioned Dead Space, that reminded me of one of the scenes, and I think I know what you're talking. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And the other one, obviously, I have to talk about very quickly is Hell Is Us. Developed by Rogue Factor. Came out just recently, September 4th. It's a post-apocalyptic dystopian fictional world involving a country named Hadia. It's a third-person shooter. I just finished the tutorial because I played the demo and that's all it was. And then I got the game and I played just up into the tutorial. It is a brainy game. You need your brain for this because it's puzzles and you have to pay attention to almost everything. There's no map. There's no hand holding at all.
No indicators, nothing.
Nothing. You have your compass, and there is a setting that I didn't notice in the first one for a sound detector. So you have your arrows detecting where the sound is coming from. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. It can help, I guess, but you're still on your own, and it is wonderful. I'm not very coordinated, so the fighting for me is a little difficult because again, I'm not that coordinated. But it is still a very good game, and I want to continue to do it. The only one thing that I don't like, and this is a very minor thing, there's no jump. There's
I
no
thought you were going to
jump
bring up the
mechanic.
cow punching again.
Oh my God. Listen, Rogue Factor, I swear to God, give me my cow punching. There is one single cow. It knows what it did, and I want to punch it in the face. No, not really. Video game cow. Yes, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, you're on your own to figure things out, and I think people should at least give it a shot. It's
there a lot of games are starting to go in that direction. Even I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla kind of went in that direction a little bit. You could turn it on and off.
yes.
Assassin's Creed Shadows has also done it as well.
Oh, I gotta get into that.
And there's a few. There's more that are going in that direction where we're not going to hold your hand anymore.
Yeah.
Explore the world if you want to, or just go and play the story.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Which is fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's better than opening a map and seeing a bunch of dots everywhere of things that you didn't complete.
Yeah. That's very true. That's it. I think this is going to be one of the longest podcasts we're ever going to do because we got a little passionate about our video games. But I want to thank everybody out there for listening to us, including the little glitches that we had along the editing. I tried to do my best. I hope you stick it out. Again, we're still learning. We're still going through growing pains.
It's only number 4.
Yeah, this is only number 4. And like we said back then, we're only getting better, and it is going to continue to get better. So again, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, drop us a line at jimmyheck@hecktown.ca. Come on down to our website because that's where this is being held. It's also on our Spotify and YouTube. We have Instagram at Heckagram is my handle. That's it for me, I think.
That's it. That's all.
All right. My friends, thank you very much for listening. Whatever it is you do, do it well. We will see you in the next one. Have a good night. Gemify is a new, small, independent company that makes websites designed to impress and built to perform. Catering to businesses of all sizes, their results speak for themselves, skyrocketing clients to over 60,000 monthly impressions. Gemify helps owners fulfill their dreams in website design and development, just like Hecktown Entertainment. Go to gemify.ca and check out testimonials from their clients. Contact Gemify today and make your dream website at gemify.ca.